Hey guys, TommyBryson here, and one of my favorite things to do is to invest money. And before I had a good amount of money, I started investing not with 10,000, but actually with just $7. That's all I had to invest, and I put that into an account, a little app. I won't mention the app because I don't like it anymore, but all I had was just basically $7. And when I received my very first just few pennies in dividends, I lost it. I went crazy. And then ever since then, I started investing heavily because I like getting paid some of the profits by me investing into a company. That is my favorite thing ever. And one big question I get is, Tommy, should I have my dividend payments be reinvested? I'm going to answer that in this video. But mostly in this video, I'll tell you exactly how much I get paid in dividends, what I invest my money into, how I invest my money, and lastly, why dividends are actually so important, especially to long-term investors, because it's cash flow. It's a rental for investing into something. And when you don't have any cash flow, things can get very difficult very quickly. And this is all about time in the market, not trying to time the market. I love that quote. And as always, guys, destroy the like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notified. So first things first, guys, let's get right into the reason you came to watch this video, which is basically, what do you invest your money into? How much money do you make? And why did you pick these investments in the first place? And by the way, I do this not to show off, but because when I was first kind of started with $7, I love transparency. I love seeing the minute details to know exactly what to avoid, what to do, and what works best. It's the way I learn. And by the way, the only way I learn is by being a visual learner. So I'm going to show you my portfolio and everything here because it's the way I learn. So that's how I'm going to show you guys, okay? So the very first thing you need to know about me is I am a very boring investor. And so far, being boring has paid me a good amount of money. But this means I'm not picking stocks, I'm not buying Apple, I'm not buying Microsoft individually, although I own them through my index funds and also my ETFs. Now, overall, I don't invest into 95 index funds or bonds or stocks. No, I just do 5 ETFs slash index funds. That's all I have. Just 5 investments, nothing more, nothing less, okay? And they're very well diversified. And yes, if you want to, you can copy them because in reality, I'm gonna give you the blueprint right now. So let's get right into it. Now, this right here is my investment portfolio. The app I use is called M1 Finance. I have a link down below if you want to copy my portfolio also. But before you say, Tommy, this is too much money, right? It's a lot of money, honestly, right? But don't forget, when I first got started, it was with $7, not $10,000, not $200,000. No, it was just with $7. So you can get started and build up to this. Warren Buffett did not start with billions. He started with a few pennies. Yeah, back then it was pennies because inflation wasn't running rampant like it is today. But I defer. Now, guys, here are my investments because this is the most important part. Obviously, I invest again into 5 different investments. That's it. And this is actually my ETFs, but in my retirement account where I have $50,000, I have index funds, but the same investments, but just in index fund format. Now, over here, you have VOO. You probably heard about it. It's me investing into the S&P 500, the largest 500 companies in the US. So meaning I do own Microsoft, I do own Apple, but I own all of them. Instead of trying to pick the winners and losers, no, I just own the whole thing. On top of that, I invest into VB. This basically means, by the way, I'm investing into smaller cap companies because this way I can actually take part in that growth that's going to happen. At one point, Apple was a small company and it was a part of being a small cap stock or whatever, okay? So it makes sense to invest into this. On top of that, I invest into VEA. And this is actually developed markets. Although I love the US, I'm super bullish on the US. In reality, sometimes the outside market is going to do better. So I also have that. On top of that, I also have VWO, emerging markets. There are markets out there that are actually growing and becoming better countries, better businesses and all that, right? So I want to have a piece of that also. And lastly, I also invest into VNQ, which is basically real estate. or REITs, real estate investment trust, because this way, if the stock market is down, I don't have all my eggs in the stock market basket. That's not really a good idea, if you know what I mean. So overall, I'm very well diversified, although it's just 5 investments. Now, Tommy, how much money does this portfolio actually make you? The answer is, I'm going to show you, okay? So right here, again, I only have 5 holdings, and in total, I'm going to zoom in all the way here because you got to. Here it is, okay? In total, 5 holdings, and I make 1.967%. And I spend a total of 0.05%. That is the expense ratio, how much it costs me to actually invest into these 5 investments. Now, before you say, Tommy, well, this isn't really that great. You're not getting paid 3% or 5% or 4% with other stocks out there. Remember, I'm not really carrying that much risk. It's a very passive way of investing. It's very boring overall. So if you want to do some reverse math to find out, Tommy, how much money do you make in dividends? Well, it's very simple. Overall, I have $268,000 in this account right here. But I also have an additional $50,000 in retirement, and it pays me the same dividends just through index funds, the same exact thing. But overall, I have $318,000. Now, if I'm being paid multiplied by 0.01967%, which doesn't seem like a lot, but it adds up, okay? I'll show you in a second how much I used to get paid in the end. But overall, equals, I make $6,255.06 every single year. Now, if I divide this by 12 to get the monthly, that means every month I'm getting paid $521 by doing nothing. Like, the money is just compounded and building up and everything else. Now, I am a freak, a little weirdo, honestly. So whenever I see these numbers, I always want to know exactly, well, how much money am I making per day? Okay, so I always do this. It's just me because it helps me see these numbers like very small so they don't look that big. So divided by 30, it means that every single day I'm getting an extra $17.37 by just doing nothing. And to me, it's a massive deal because I used to get paid minimum wage, and back then it was $8, okay? So when I think about it, I always say, wow, I'm basically getting 2.5 hours of free labor, free work, where I don't have to do anything, and it's just passive income. To me, it matters a lot. To me, it makes a big difference. Now, aside from this, guys, it's very important you understand this one thing, okay? Some of you are going to want to copy my portfolio. That's fine. It's a good portfolio. But some of you are going to want to give your money to a manager to basically handle your funds and charge you 1% or 2%. So this is something I want to show you very quickly, very fast, because dividends is cool, but it costs me money to actually have this portfolio through the expense ratio. So overall, remember, I have $380,000, and it costs me, multiplied by 0.0005 is my cost, okay? So overall, it cost me $159 for them to actually manage this portfolio every single year. And don't worry, it's not like a real fee in a sense. It gets taken out of the whole thing, so you're good to go. Don't worry. But overall, imagine if I had this much money and I had a manager who is smarter but can't beat the market. And guess what? They would be charging me 2%, which basically means, hey, they're charging me what I make in dividends, so they're eradicating everything. But Tommy, you're going to make more money with them. The answer is no. Check this out. As you can see right here, although I have $265,000, guys, it only cost me $214,000, not including, for example, my other portfolio, which is also up a little bit over 20%. So overall, I've managed to make 24.06%. Just on this one right here, the S&P 500, I've made 60% on my money. So it's not like, hey, the only way you can get rich is by paying somebody else. The answer is no. You can also do this on your own. I'm not a genius. It's just understanding you have to be diversified, do dollar cost average, and basically stay consistent with your investments. More on that later. Keep watching till the end of this video. But there is one more thing I do want to show you because I'm nosy and I know you guys want to see this also. Okay, so if I go right here to activity and I go right here to activity type, I can actually zone in to just, again, dividends. And by the way, remember, okay, guys, This is M1 Finance, the app I use. If you want to use this app, I have a link down below to M1 Finance. When you click it, it gives you my exact portfolio. And if you want to, you can copy it over into a Roth IRA with M1 Finance or into a normal brokerage account also with M1 Finance, okay? I love the app. It's great. I'm not sponsored, but I love the product. But overall, guys, here, as you can see, let's go all the way back to August 2020. And as you guys can see, my first ever dividend payment on August 7th, 2020, which was through M1 Finance, right? I got paid $1.68, okay? That's all I got. And then after that, well, it kind of started going crazy, right? Here, 46 cents, then $26, and then you have here $21, and then you have up here $139, and it just keeps adding up, right? So if I go even back more, you're looking at, hey, Tommy, now you have $70 a year, and then you have $200 a year, and then you have $300 a year, and then to now, is this now? This is not now, but look at this, $400, almost $800 over here, $392. And then yeah, that's basically it, right? Because I don't get paid on Januaries. And by the way, if you're wondering, Tommy, at what time frame do you get paid? Well, it's every quarter, but the quarter starts differently for each investment. So one might be, for example, in March, maybe another one might be in June and August and so on, but I'm always getting paid. I'm always getting my dividend payments, okay? And this is the cool thing. But again, it all started with just $1. And then it built up and built up and built up and built up. And over time, you grow it into this massive portfolio. But it does not happen overnight. Now, lastly, guys, I do want to answer one overall question, which is basically, Tommy, why is dividends so important? How do you avoid getting scammed with dividends? And overall, what is your dividend goal? Like, how much money do you actually want to have in dividends to say, hey, this right here is enough. Anything extra is just icing on the cake. The answer is, guys, dividends are obviously very important, and companies know this, so they take advantage. So one big thing is, when looking for dividends, you want to look for two things, which is basically consistent dividends and also a solid company that's paying out that dividends, okay? I remember when I first started investing, there was this massive, very stupid, dumb company, and basically it was losing so much money, so they raised the dividends, so it looked like, hey, they're paying you 8%. Isn't that awesome? And then a few months later, it went bankrupt, okay? You want to avoid those things. So no matter what it is, if the company is trash, you're eventually going to lose a ton of money. So always look for consistent dividend payments because, oh, I get paid a lot, but not consistently. Well, that sucks. I want to get paid consistently, even if it's a small amount, but I want that to be consistent. That's the idea. And then on top of that, guys, also, right? Tommy, are you reinvesting your dividends, or do you take this $6,000 and go on a vacation with it? The answer is no. I don't do that. I do go ahead and through the same app, I set it to automatically reinvest my money so it makes me even more money. But that's not the answer for everyone, because if you are a stock picker and you're buying at a certain price, well, reinvesting your dividends at another price that might be higher might mean you're actually buying it too expensive. So it makes no sense to actually go ahead and reinvest. So reinvest is not a black and white answer. It depends on your situation. But for us, long-term investors, boring investors, index funds, it's a no-brainer. Just reinvest your dividends. But eventually, of course, once it reaches to a certain point, which is here, is my goal. My goal is to get to $2,000 per month in dividends, which is around $24,000 a year, which means I have to have invested, if I'm getting paid 2%, around $1.2 million, okay, which is a lot of money. But this is not going to happen overnight. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years, I'm in the game for the long run. So to me, it doesn't matter. I'm not in a rush. I'm going to be rich in the end. And this is something Warren Buffett said all the time. So every single person watching this video, whether you're starting out with $5 or $7 or $1, doesn't matter. And by the way, you can start investing with M1 Finance with just $10. The link is down below. And you also get $10, I think, so free money. But overall, the idea is no matter what you start, the answer is you keep putting money in, and compound interest will get you wealthy. It's just how it works, okay? And that's it, guys, okay? Hopefully, this video helps you. I'm not making 4% or 5% on individual stocks, but this actually helps me sleep at night. I don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, everything's gonna crash or the company went bankrupt. I really don't care. It just comes in, I reinvest, and that's it. I like boring investing. It's my method, and so far, it's been doing me pretty well. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Any comments, comment down below. But more importantly, I have an action step for you guys. Comment down below exactly what your dividend goal actually is for 2022. Be realistic, okay, guys? So if I make 2%, let's say, for example, hey, I want to get to my first $10 or $50. And by the way, when I first started, all I wanted was for my dividend payments to basically cover my haircut and then my phone bill and then maybe my internet bill. And today, they do that, okay? They cover a lot of my bills. So to me, that's awesome. I'll see you guys next time, though. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell so you get notified. On top of that, if you want to also, if you want to call me one-on-one and talk to me for free, the link is down below. On top of that, up here is my another video. And here's my face. Click subscribe. And as always, peace out. Long-term team officially out.